Greetings from the high 10. Yes, it's Everyday Shenanigans on this Monday, December 21st, 2020. Thanks for joining me. I've got a hot, gutter ratchet story coming out of Missouri, and it's not good. It's a really, really bad, bad story. Horrific story. I'm going to go ahead and give you the 411. Oh, gosh. Humbly melanated. How are you doing, baby? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. 4 in the room. Super Chatter Queen, if you like. Thanks for joining me. If you need a source for this information, please log on to KRCG 13 News. Couple says they tortured family, killed Toddler because mother was possessed by a demon. A Benton County couple is in custody for allegedly torturing a family for days, eventually beating and drowning a 4-year-old girl to death over the weekend. According to court documents, 35-year-old Ethan Mast and 21-year-old Courtney Almond, both Caucasian, had been regularly beating a neighboring family for 2 weeks prior to the 4-year-old victim being beaten and forced into a pond, resulting in her death. Documents say her body was severely bruised from her neck to her feet on both of the front and back sides. The couple said they were torturing the family because the mother was possessed by a demon. According to a probable cause statement filed in 30th Circuit Court in Benton County, deputies were called early Sunday morning to the Lincoln residence of the victim, who stated there was a deceased girl upstairs in the home. The responding deputy discovered the little girl wrapped in a blanket, dead and severely bruised. The victim's father told the deputy that the alleged killer, Mast, and his partner, Almond, had been beating his entire family for approximately 2 weeks. He had allegedly used a wooden spoon and a leather belt to inflict the beatings. The deputy found the man's wife and 2 sons in a nearby bedroom, with the wife's face beaten and blackened and severe bruising all over her back, and the 2-year-old boy's legs blistered and bruised. The infant appeared uninjured. The victim's father told the deputy that Mast and Almond had come over at about 8 a.m. and began beating the 2-year-old, which he said he and his wife were forced to watch. The man said he himself had been beaten with a wooden spoon for showing compassion for his wife and children. When the man was asked by the deputy how he could stand by and watch the beatings of his wife and children, he responded by saying he was told his wife had a demon inside her and his children would end up the same way if the situation was not taken care of. Mast allegedly told him that if he told anyone or did not comply with the beatings, he would get the same or worse or even be shot. He was told by Almond not to provide aid or comfort to his family or Satan would come. The man complied. He said the beatings had been going on for some 2 weeks. It included forcing the girl's parents to perform sexual acts on her with a foreign object. On Saturday, Mast and Almond once again arrived at about 8 a.m., at which time Mast began beating the 2-year-old boy with a wooden spoon. Then they left and returned about 5 p.m. and began beating the girl with a leather belt as she begged her family to help, which was not forthcoming. She was then forced outside and made to get into a pond and stand in the water. Then the girl was held underwater by an unidentified adult, her father being forced to watch. Then Mast beat the little girl with his fists and a belt and continued beating the little boy with the spoon. The girl, wet and beaten, was left on the bank to freeze. Then they all went into the house, at which point Mast and Almond left. Mast and Almond are charged with second-degree murder, 3 counts of first-degree assault, and sexual abuse. This is the said information. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Coming out of Missouri. Okay. Wow. That was a read, was it not? Let me break it down for you, because it's gutter ratchet. Courtney Almond is 21 years of old. Excuse me. Courtney Almond is 21 years of age, white female. Ethan Mast is 35. He is also a white male. When you go to Facebook, because you know I had to go, you will see a picture of Miss Courtney Almond. It's been uploaded on a page for missing and abused people. It's called Gabriel's Tree. If you'd like to log over there and get the said 411 about this case. On her bio Facebook pic, Miss Courtney Almond has the nerve to post this under her bio. You're going to love this. The heavens are roaring! Exclamation point. The praise of your glory, for you, O God, are raised to life again. It states in her bio on Facebook, she lives in Lincoln, Missouri. She was a neighboring resident, living in a neighboring house, I guess, close to this family that endured this abuse, the wife and children. And from my understanding, the wife and child, one of the children, are in a local hospital as I speak. James Mass, 28, called 911. What is his role? They're saying that they cannot say if they are related, this James Mass and the Ethan Mass, 35. So follow me good, because you're going to get confused. And one of the posts that someone put up on a page has I think the people's names mixed up. The Ethan Mass is 35. He's the one who's arrested for beating the woman and the children and killing the baby, the little girl. James Mass is 28. And I'm thinking allegedly he's the husband. The one that stood by and watched him beat his family for 2 weeks. They are saying more arrests are possible. Log over to Gabriel's Tree on Facebook. There's a Facebook group over there. And you will see said photos of the family. Somebody's family. Because I ain't about to quote nothing on here today. Basically, he's saying he didn't intervene with these people beating his wife and children because Satan will come. That's what Miss Almond said, the 21-year-old. So he couldn't get in the way. That's what was said. It is an active investigation. People on Facebook are talking and gossiping. I guess from this article I brought you, this is where the gossip is coming from. They are Mennonites, some type of Christian group, religious group. Some people are saying possibly they did this because they grew up strict. It is said that the dad molested the girl with objects. He was forced by these said people because the wife was possessed by a demon. Then one person made a comment saying that the two men were having homosexual sex. Shut your mouth. I'm done. I'm done with it. What the hell did I just read to you all? Brenda, Katina, humbly melanated. 9 in the room, 4 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me on this chilly evening in the high 10, baby, because guess what? This is some buffoonery right here that I just brought you. This is some nasty stuff. A white girl by the name of Courtney Almond. Yeah, I'm going to give you a government name. A-U-M-E-N. 21, sanctified holiness. Yeah, the queen going to go there. And you are dating a Ethan Mass, 35, 14 years older than you. And you and he decide to go over to this family's house and beat the wife and children and kill the little girl left outside to freeze to death. Drowned her in the water. Took her inside. So you have to go to different articles because every article gives you something different. I'm dead. I'm all the way dead. Facebook talking. Facebook is talking about these white folks here. I'm trying to be racist, but this is gutter. This is gutter. This is so gutter. Before I get crunk on this madness here, and I want to thank you all for joining me. The case of the child down in South Haven, Mississippi, Mr. Sergio Smith, this little small baby doll, 2 years old. I don't have an update pertaining to that story. As you know, the mother, not the mother, but the young lady involved in that case, Miss Terlicia Turner, 29, is supposed to attend court today for a bond hearing. There is no update that I can find on social media to allude to the fact that a decision was made by a judge. When I get that said information, I will bring it to you. I did go log on before I jumped on to give you this story here, and I did not see any local stories pertaining to a bond hearing. But when I get the 411, I will bring it to you. Now back to this. I almost said something. I almost said something that wouldn't have been nice. James Mass, if you are indeed the husband of this woman and the father of these children, what the hell possessed you to watch a 35-year-old man and 21-year-old girl come up in your house and beat your family on the rules that your wife was possessed by the devil? Now, where did they get that information? I'll wait. Y'all was in church one day and just looked over at her and thought, oh, she's possessed by Satan. We got to go meet up at their house and give her a stiff beating, her and her children. So you beat the kids because you told the husband, we don't take care of her. Soon, the kid's going to be possessed too. Did you hear that? What in God's name is a Mennonite? Somebody please Google it and let me know. I refuse to go look it up. Because you know I don't mix the Bible, religion, with buffoonery. You see, a lot of people like pimping Jesus. I don't know if these people believe in Jesus or not. But what I'm saying is many people use religion as a way to do what they want to do. To lie, steal, manipulate, con, rape, molest. They've been doing it for centuries. And now you got a story of some fools running up in somebody's house, putting their hands on folks and molesting their child while the husband watched. You said the Amish community. Let me read that again. You see, I'm back on them hot tamales. Humbly melanated. Says it's part of the Amish communities. Well, they look like good old church folks, because I was looking at the pictures, and it wasn't the best pictures where you can see what they had on, but the one photo on Gable's Tree Facebook page, the girl had her hair pulled back. I don't even know if that's the wife or that's the other man's wife. See, I don't know who's who. And I'm not about to get on this live testifying to nothing, because this is stupid to me. You go over there to Gable's Tree Facebook page and you come to your own conclusions about who is in that picture. Because I believe they got the names mixed up of the men. Because when they put the name James up under there as the suspect, that's not the guy whose names are saying. The pictures are showing, but when you go below the photographs, they're listing the guy as James. Understanding James is the husband. So they got the names in the pictures mixed up. They might want to correct that, because them folks is talking on Facebook about these clowns. And honey, that little cutie, she posing all cute in her little picture, talking about God and holiness and raising. Oh, you gotta stop. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. You gutter, little girl. Or if you done went up to somebody's house for 2 weeks beating on them, hell, are you even old enough to drive? I said it. Where you stay? Let me guess, with your parents? Because you have a different last name than the mass last name, the other suspect. So that leads me to believe that what? You are courting this older man. You're not married to him, and you got the nerve to be following in behind somebody. They ain't even your husband, and you running up in somebody else's house that's older than you and beating the wife and her children and murdered her baby. You can't tell me the devil ain't busy. He foot soldiers outside, even in the cold. How you drown a 4-year-old? Explain it to me. How do you drown a 4-year-old baby girl? You willingly ducked that baby under cold ass water and took her out. And you left her there on the bank, in the cold and wet. And you took her back in the house. For what? For what damn reason? Okay. Humbly says they're more modern than they live. Well, you know in the end, that's not going to matter to 12 members of a jury. That you wasn't riding in a horse and buggy and washing your clothes out by hand. How you doing, Curling? Good to see you. In the end, that's not going to matter. What the hell you doing putting your hands on that woman and her children? And what the hell is wrong with her husband? You told them folks that woman was possessed by the devil, because how the hell would they know? Yeah, I'm crunk because this is sickening to me. This is ridiculous that you allowed these people to come in your house for 2 weeks. Read it good. Read it good. These 2 heathens had been on that property, terrorizing that woman and her kids, and the husband stood idly by for 2 weeks and watched them come in and out of his house and beat his wife and kids, and then you stood by this weekend and watched them drown your baby. You watched them drown your 4-year-old. And you want to talk about your wife was possessed with the devil. No, baby. Them 2 heathens you brought in will stand there and let them people come in your house. We way past the stage of pimping Jesus on this one. You people have got to stop listening to people mumble jumble you about God. Feed you nonsense about what God said, what Noah said, what Job said. It don't sound right. Because it ain't right. I always tell anybody, go show it to me in the Bible. I'll wait. God spoke to you. Tell him to give me a phone call. Tell him I'll sit by the phone line and wait on him to call me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I get sick of folks always using God as a crutch and using God and Jesus as a way, as I said, to pimp folks out, to scam people out their money, brainwash them, and have them walking around here like the damn walking dead. And you know people like this. You can't say 2 words. They got to quote a Bible scripture. Always quoting something. I always say, can you talk without quoting a Bible scripture to me? Holler at me. Give me basic conversation. Yeah, y'all go back and find it. Because the first few articles, you're probably not going to see all this stuff about the child molestation and the using of the objects and all that. You know, some old foul mess. I didn't get the 411, 211 until I went to Facebook and started Googling these people's names to see if they, Facebook to get their names. Oh, the devil having a field day with this one. And they used to say in the street, he on one. I'm just trying to figure out how you let somebody come in your house and beat your wife and your kids. That's what I'm trying to figure out. They say it went on for 2 weeks. And Mr. Mass, we don't know if these people are related, not related, but he and the suspect got the same name. The husband and the suspect. M-A-S-T. So you been letting somebody play with your little girl? Hello, Leah. Hello, Deborah. So, James, you been letting somebody play with your little girl? You been letting this MF play with your little girl? You been playing with your little girl? You nasty son of a bitch. You been playing with your little girl, letting another grown man play with your little girl. I guess the 21-year-old woman, she was playing with her too. Because some of y'all get down like that out there. They don't need no trial. They don't need no trial. Hello, Deborah. Gather the evidence and bring everybody in the little small town that they lived in around that damn pond. And everybody pull up a chair. And whoever the lucky person is can take turns dunking the daddy and this other fucker and that girl up under that water like how you did that 4-year-old. I said it. Mooka, how you doing? Vigilante justice. Take all three and let the whole town sit around the pond in fold-up chairs. And dunk all three in the water. Yeah, you know how I make them faces. Watch them scream. You're drowning me! You're drowning me! Oh, well. You didn't mind drowning that baby. What the hell was she saying when you was dunking up under that damn water? Kicking and screaming and wailing her arms in the damn air. A 4-year-old. And then you beat the other woman, the mother and her other babies. They in a damn hospital. That's how bad they would be. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Because the law says no cruel and unusual punishment shall be exacted against any American citizen in the court of law. But I may be changing my mind about that. That perhaps some people out here need to get what they gave their victim. And since you like staying in trouble so much, some of you keep in and out of the court systems, putting your hands on people, raping children. Maybe it's time you get back what you gave your victim. So perhaps we do away with the jail and the prison altogether. Kill all that. You dunk the baby, you rape the baby, you get it back. You get it back. And let it be in front of everybody. Okay? Hello, Natural. How you doing, baby? Hello, Humbly. Dump them down in that water, all three of them. Dump all three in the water. And watch them holler and scream and kick and flail their arms and wail around like how that baby did. You think she didn't suffer in that water? I think you all should go Google drowning. May not like to read. You see, I came across that when Camille died. I Googled suffocation, asphyxiation, and drowning. And you don't want me to tell you what the doctors say, which is the worst way to go. Because I'm sure all of you sitting there thinking, Lord have mercy, where's she going with this? Oh, I'm going to bring it to you. You're thinking, if I'm suffocated, it's the worst way to go. Somebody trying to cut off my breathing, putting their hands over my nose and my mouth. I can no longer breathe. The doctors say, try drowning. It's worse. And the first thing I thought was, why? How would you know that? Because a dead person can't tell you what it's like to be drowned. That's what they say. Don't ask me. Like weight on top of your chest, going up underwater. And you know it doesn't take that much, right, humbly. Choking on water is worse. And I think we all know what happens when suds get in your eyes in the shower from shampoo. Your nose, and then the water running in your nose. And worse, you can do what you want in that shower with a wet rag to stop the water from being in your eyes. You have access to grab a washcloth and get the damn water out of your eyes, wipe your nose. But not when you held under. Or you fall in the damn water. Hi, baby. And you can't come out of that damn water. And even worse, a two-legged creature is holding you down. So you are now sucking and inhaling all of that damn water. And can't do a damn thing about it. Hell yeah, that's a terrible way to go. Hello, Katina. I don't care what they do to these heathens. I don't care what they do to these heathens. Because this is foul what they did to this woman and her children. And you've been raping that little girl. And this white man been sitting around letting them folks touch his children. You ain't fit to breathe. And you just let them people beat your wife and kids. Just beat them for 2 weeks. Because your foul ass is the one that went back and told them that she was possessed by the devil. Let me guess. She didn't fix your biscuits good enough. They weren't fluffy enough. Fucker. Because see, I know you went and told him something stupid. For him to come along and say, I'll teach her a lesson. I'll straighten her out. Hello, baby. We'll get her back on the right path. God don't like ugly. He sure don't. He sure don't. You went and told them two rats something about your wife. Whatever the hell you didn't like about your wife. You went back and told them two rats something about your wife. Because nobody just shows up at your door beating up on you, coming and going out your damn house. And raping your baby. You allowed that. And you watched that. And you got off on that. And it wasn't about no devil. It wasn't about no boogeyman. You like that shit. But baby, they got a place for you. And it's sure enough worse than the penitentiary. They said a man laid in hell, and obviously he had a talk with God while he laid down in the abyss. And he asked God for one thing. And they said it was a drop of water. Come on with it. That's where y'all gonna be. In the lake of fire. And you gonna wish you had that damn pond water on the tip of your tongue. Can I get an amen in the chat? I don't know what the hell's going on out here. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people out here. But this is what's out here. Crazy damn people who love to talk about God and the Bible and go on and beat it down when they don't know what the hell they talking about. And everybody's a damn preacher. I was sick of hearing that years back. Every time you bump into somebody, you're crying about, I'm a preacher. I'm a preacher. No, you not. You ain't ordained. Stop all that lying. When I tell you that's all they do here in the South is cry their preacher, you can't even go in the grocery store without bumping into somebody. Talking about, I got a church now. I'm a preacher. Where you went to school? I'll wait, Satan. You ain't went to nobody's seminary school. I keep trying to tell y'all about these folks out here. They will sell you a wet rag. They think you're stupid. They will sell you anything, tell you anything. And you have people who are gullible, who will fall for it. They will believe it. Online. Yeah, I know. You can get everything online. You can get Jordans online. Get a shower curtain online. Oh, I got a degree. Got it online. I'm a preacher. Got it online. Give a damn. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sick of these stories about church and fraud and fornication. And no matter what you believe, who you follow, God, Allah, whomsoever, you do not have the right to force your wicked, wild ways and pimp out Jesus, Allah, whomever on people to use them and abuse them. And also pimp out that Bible. The Bible says, God said, God told me to tell you. No, he didn't. He ain't told you nothing. What he do? Send you a text? Use a lie? This BS has got to stop. You people are sick out here. Go get yourself some help. Go get yourself some help. Go get yourself some help. You thinking about raping and sleeping with little children? Go get yourself some help. You want to go out here and put masks on and climb through windows and rape people, kidnap people? Go get yourself some help. Go get yourself some help. because you have no right to rape and sodomize women or children or men. And you sure as hell don't have no right to use the Bible, Jesus, and God to sodomize people. And it's sickening to me that you can fix your mouth and talk about God and Jesus and the Bible, knowing you're trying to defraud someone and or rape someone. I've heard very nasty stories with stuff I've covered and read with true crime. The stuff those dirty birds whisper to the women and the little boys and the girls when they're touching them. Yeah. Got the nerve to say, God said it's okay for me to touch you there. And because you want to be a good little boy or girl, you don't say anything. Because you're probably scared to death anyway. That this grown-up that you trust is touching you. And now they're telling you that God said it's okay. Then don't you tell nobody. I'm done with all this mess. You welcome, Diane. I'm done with it all. I'm sick of these stories. I'm sick of these stories. Every day it's a story about you nasty buzzards messing with these children. You got nothing but grown people out here that will satisfy your sexual needs. Go get you an adult. Go get you an adult. Go get you an adult. And stop using the Bible to use and manipulate people. You don't have a right. It's not your damn place. I'm over this. This case is sickening to me because this man stood by and let these people come in his home and abuse his family. And he allowed it. And I don't understand why this woman went along with it. Because she's also complicit. Let's go there. Although she was beat up, she let strangers walk into her house. Come on with it. Because see, everybody right now is, ooh, the wife, I feel so sorry for her. But think about what was relayed. Miss Lady, you allowed two strangers to walk into your home and beat you up and beat up your babies and rape your baby. And then they walked your baby out, the 4-year-old, to the pond and dunked her underwater and came back and brought her in the house after she laid out there for a while. You allowed that as well as your husband. And they did this to you for 2 weeks, the record says. So at some point, you should have bashed Mr. over the head with a 2x4 and put him down like a rabid dog. And then call 911 and say, 2 suspects just left my house raping my baby and beating me up. And my husband he watched. They got away and I just killed this son of a bitch. I'll be waiting on you. But you didn't do that. So 9 times out of 10, you'll probably go up on charges as well as your husband. Because you allowed this man and woman to come in your house and abuse you. And you are not going to be able to use I was so scared. I feared my husband. Jesus told me to hang in there. No, ma'am. You are just as complicit. And some people may not want to hear this. I really do not care. Because it is stated this went on for 2 weeks. So at some point in a 2-week interval, this wife should have hightailed it out of there with her kids. You should have broke bread out of there. Hey, first time they came in beating on you. And when they left, you should have ran for safety with your babies. If you had to wait till your husband went to sleep, you should have left with your kids and called the police and gave them everybody's damn name. Your baby dead now, Miss Lady, because you allowed it to. So you don't get a free pass either. $24 in the room, 17 thumbs up. I thank you all so much for tuning in. This is atrocious to me. I have never seen such disrespect for humans in all my damn life. Hello, Denise, how are you? I just cannot understand what the hell is wrong with these people out here. And I tell you right now, I'm just in a place where I'm just sick of fuckers. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am. I'm sick. I was told a crazy story yesterday about somebody I know. Bumped into him at the store. And the person I'm with decided to tell me he and the girlfriend lost their children. Thank you, lovely. Thank you so much. The state came and picked the babies up about 2 months ago because they were getting high on cocaine. They got tested. And the girl, who's younger, had cocaine in her system along with the baby daddy. So you mean to tell me, homegirl, you knew you had been dating a reformed crackhead. You dated him anyway. Made a baby with him anyway. And now you's a junkie too. And now they done took your babies. Why? You that desperate for a man that you labeled a man old enough to be your daddy. You laid up with this man knowing he's old enough to be your daddy and made children with him, or one at least. I think they have a little boy. I don't know if she had another girl or boy or something. And now you have decided to get on drugs. I'm thinking maybe you was getting high when he met you. Because all I've known him to do most of his life is get high. There was a point that he did clean up, but it was short-lived. And I think he's probably, mid-50s? Somewhere up there. Mid to late 50s. And hi, Joel, how you doing? And you done laid with this man, playing house with him, and now both of y'all been getting high, and you raising children around this buffoonery, and now your babies are gone. You see, these folks don't love themselves out here. So you see, you don't love yourself. You can't love your baby. And you can't love nobody else. Because you ain't got enough in you to give to nobody. How can you? And they don't care. Mooka, I'm straight. I don't know why you buffering, baby. You all don't care nothing about nothing. I have never seen a world where all people talk about is getting high. Your only damn conversation is getting high. It's funny, it's cute. Damn near 60 years old, still geeking. For what? And then you got babies to take care of, small children. You're old enough to be your damn kid's granddaddy. Negro. And the young girl, I looked at them yesterday. Didn't know nothing about them bad. Spoke, said hello. I didn't get the 411 till I got inside of the car. And the person with me started talking. You know they lost their children. Come on, dude. Miss Lady, why? You gave your kids to the state for what? Because that's what you did. That's what you did. When somebody dropped a dime on you too, that y'all getting high, because somebody had to tell it. You gave your kids to the state. And obviously that's where the hell you wanted them to be. I don't have no respect for you. I don't have no respect for you. It's like I don't have no respect for this shit right here I just read to you. Because this right here is buffoonery. Utter chaos. That a man will let people come in his home and beat up his wife, rape his child. And they're also saying that the father raped the little girl too. Let me throw that in there. We will find out. I'm done with it. I'm done with it all. Because this doesn't make any sense to me. When I first went over and Googled these people's names, Facebook, you know, the names, I went on this Gabriel's Tree Facebook page. And that's when I started seeing all the craziness. And the comments were just getting worse and worse. And I thought, what am I reading? What are these people talking about? What are you talking about? Sex with the daddy and sex with the... What are you talking about? People asking questions because they confused. Because they trying to figure out what the hell they talking about too. So then I thought, I know damn well somebody ain't put this in no article. And lo and behold, before I jump on, I found the article that says everything that they were saying on the Facebook page. That the father was messing with the little girl, and the guy who he brought in to shake the demon out of his wife, he been playing with the little girl too. Wow. You getting down like that? So what you're saying is your wife possessed by the devil, but what were you for penetrating your baby girl and letting another man come and molest her? And the girl, she probably's doing it too. So help me understand. Excuse me. The wife is possessed. This is crazy to me. The wife is possessed. You've hired these two goons to come in and beat your wife and kids for 2 weeks, but you don't see that you are possessed by the devil, you and your two cohorts, for physically and sexually abusing your children and beating up your wife. You think that's okay? So Satan took a day off when y'all was abusing the family. Am I getting that correct? Satan took a day off when you all abused the family. But the wife is possessed by the devil. See, let me tell y'all something. I believe in God, but if I ever go to any church service, I don't care if it's my own where I visit or somebody else's. You start talking that radical talk and start talking about stuff that don't make no sense and it sounds sinister, I'm going to kindly remove myself from the building. And kindly remove myself from anybody that's following in behind you. Preacher, pew members, and all. Because you see, you can get yourself locked up in these churches and fall yourself way down in the abyss following somebody talking about God. I don't have any ages, baby. I just know as a 4-year-old girl was drowned in a pond. And then I think there was a baby and another little boy, or the little boy was a baby, and a wife. And the husband stood idly by and let this 35-year-old man and 21-year-old girl come in his house for 2 weeks and beat his family and rape his child, his little 4-year-old girl, because the wife was allegedly possessed by Satan. Well, I guess Satan said he won, didn't he? Satan said he won. That's what Satan said. I won this. I got me 3 ducks. Huh? I got me 3 ducks. And they just followed in behind one another. Let me tell y'all something. We live in a crazy world where people are so easily coerced to do stuff that they know they don't have no damn business doing. And you see it all the time. And they do it even when religion is not involved. You see, let me tell you something. And I'm going to speak from experience without telling all my business. A person can flatter you with compliments and keep flattering you with compliments. And then one day they'll talk to you and they'll throw something out to see what you're going to say. And it may be something in the order of what I'm talking about. Touching a child, sex with other partners, and they tell you these things to get a reaction out of you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because you have to remember something. What did I tell you all about the art of the con and the art of a hustle? It cannot exist without a willing participant. So in order for me to hustle you, manipulate you, you will have to participate. And that's all this is right here. Somebody said something to someone, and somebody reciprocated. Oh, I know how to handle that. Let me show you how to handle her. And it went from one extreme to the other. And in your right mind, you're trying to figure out, well, how did it go from beating the devil out of her to raping a child? Because possibly all these people been doing some hanky-panky behind closed doors. You see where I'm going? Because how can you fix your face to allow somebody to beat your wife, beat your children, and then touch your baby? That's a wide spectrum. Because both are insane. Both are insane. But somebody had to throw out the bait. And somebody took the bait. And we know this because it has now made the news. Do you see what I'm saying? People will bait you into anything and tell you anything. And this is how people become manipulated to do things that is illegal, immoral, or against their better judgment. And they'll say to themselves, this ain't right. I can't believe they're asking me to do this. And they keep coaxing you. It's all right. Ain't nobody gonna know. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Come on. Just between you and me. You see, deviance leads to murder. I think we all know that. And when you start hearing the stories and the backlog of children being murdered, somehow you'll always go back in the book and hear about them being touched. They were raped. They stayed at the doctor. They acted peculiar. It's a grand setup. It's a grand setup. And I use the word bait a lot. And you will hear me use that word on this channel because I've been around people who are good at baiting people. I've watched it with my own damn eyes. And it doesn't have to be about molestation or rape of a child. It can just be throwing stuff out there to you, to me, to see how far I'll go, to show I like you. I have fond feelings for you. You see, men have been doing this since the beginning of time. Baiting women. Whispering in their ear, come on. I like to do this. It turns me on. And you foolishly go along, knowing it ain't right. Whatever it is. And you know it ain't right to be helping aid no grown-ass man fondle or rape no children. And you know you're not attracted to children. Why the hell would you go along with it? And you can't say, I was scared of him. I loved him. Huh? You should love yourself more. You should love yourself more. I'm sick of all this madness. And I've done all I can do to keep my head on straight. Listening to these endless stories that people keep bringing to the news about people messing with these people's children. People messing with their own damn babies. For what? 10 billion people on the earth, you want to have sex with a child? You attracted to a child? How? How? I feels nothing for you. I feels nothing. I watched a story on A&E last night on YouTube of a man who was severely beaten by his father growing up. His mother allowed this. And what happened from the beatings spawned a demon. And when his mother left the father, she took her children with her. But at some point, because mommy had a new man, the new man and the son didn't get along. And the mother said, you have got to go back to your father. And the boy said, but I don't want to go back, mommy. I want to be with you. But you can't stay here, baby, because you and Dick over here don't get along. So she sends her child back to the same man she ran away from and left, who was abusing her and her children. And so spawns an adult demon who got beat severely as a child, and now he grows up hating women. Do you understand what I'm saying? 18 years old, and he beats up a 13-year-old little girl. That's his first charge. And he goes away to prison for that charge. Then he gets back out, sexually assaults somebody else. So the reign of terror does not stop. So now he is free in California, doing well, working, had a girlfriend, but his appetite wouldn't stop. So now he has no control. So 2 girls go missing in the state of California. College girls. And yes, he is the suspect. And yes, he killed those girls, climbed through the bathroom window of one's townhouse, waited for her in the bathroom, knocked her out, stole some of her belongings, drug her out of that house in the dark, carried her out to the county, raped her, hog-tied her, and buried her. You see, he knew what he did was wrong. He admits it on camera in a deposition with the detectives. I don't know why I do this. I've asked for help. Nobody will help me. I'm sorry. He cries. They call in his girlfriend, who was also pregnant with a family friend. And they're in the interrogation room, and he has to tell her why he's in there. And he tells her, I killed 2 women. She's screaming and hollering, why will you do this? Why you do this? He doesn't know why. So he says. But I already knew when I watched it. Before I heard any of the other rape cases that he got under his belt, he hated his mother because she allowed his father to beat him. And when they left him, and she got her a new man, and that man started to do the same to him, she wanted to send him away and back to the same abusive father that they ran from. So naturally, this child, who was probably a good and sweet kid, grew up to be a demon. A demon who hated women. So you see, you people need to think about how you treat your children. Because we judge people who kill. We judge people with bad tempers. We judge people who fly off the handle. We judge people who rape. But one thing we forget is that they were once a child who didn't ask to be here. And somebody abused that child, raped that child, starved that child, talked about that child, to where he or she grows up. They now have become a walking version of the Antichrist, and that's just the truth. But we always say, but you're grown now. You're grown. You should know better. Of course they know better. But can they do better? That is the question. And most pedophiles will tell you, and rapists will tell you, if you were to free them, they will commit the same crime again. Even if they actually have remorse for their crimes, they will do it again. And it is said by experts that most pedophiles, most rapists will not change. because they don't want to change. And they desire what they like to do deviant. And that's where you have the problem. And this is what's sad, is that there could be actually some civilized people walking around out here, but because they were mistreated as children, these nasty things about them form inside their head, and they can't get them out of their head. And this is when all this crazy stuff starts forming in their brain about tying up women, touching children, raping children, killing animals, setting fires. See, it starts somewhere. So this is why people need to treat their children with respect. Because at some point they're going to grow up and they're going to be adults and they're going to have to go out in the world and try to act civilized. But how can they when they've been abused? And then we get angry when those same bastards mistreat us and they harm us and they assault us. And we never think, well, he was once a child. She once was a child. We don't think of that. We don't think of that. Because it's the old adage, you are now grown, you got to act grown. But the mind is a tricky vessel. Because some people cannot shake what's in their mind. Hello, Chi-Chi. I say this to you today because I just want everyone to remember that. That all those demons you see out there in the street, all those mean-spirited people, such as these people I'm talked about in this live tonight, all those men and women locked up in the penitentiary, in the jail, they were once children. They were once somebody's child. And somehow, some way, they got lost along the way. And they turned for the worse. And now they are hated by many because they have no regard for life. So you think about that when you see children being mistreated and you see children being abused. And perhaps you could be one of those people that you have not shown favor toward your children or others' children. That's my message tonight. Stay woke. I'm not going to keep you tonight because I like to shorten my lives now. Pray for these people because they're going to need it. The children are going to need it, the surviving children anyway. And I pray that they gather all the evidence and they also arrest the mother when she comes out of the hospital because she has no right to keep her children, because she sat by for 2 weeks and allowed her husband to allow a man and a woman to come into their home and beat them and rape their baby girl who is now dead. And I do not know if the two men are related. They do have the same last name. Hey, Margaret. They do have the same last name, the suspect and the husband, but I do not know if they are related. The articles you will pull up will not say if they are related, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. The point is, the husband told this man and woman something about his wife to where they felt it was okay to come into their house and assault the wife and the children. And the wife ignorantly stayed by and let these people come in her house and beat her children and rape her little girl. So as I state, the wife is just as complicit as the husband. And I cannot feel sorry for her. Because frankly, this story should be 3 dead bodies: the husband, the friend, his lover, and the 4-year-old should be alive right now. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me. God bless all of you. I may jump on a little bit later. I want to thank you for everything, your support. Pray for these people. I don't want to keep talking about this because it's making me sick. I'm out of here. Everyday shenanigans. Bye-bye.